Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play a game I found on itch.io called Circle Head. Pretty sure it's based off your boyfriend, from what the game's page was inspired by your boyfriend from the game's page. And there was a content warning, but it was so fast I couldn't even be able to record it if I could, or even say it, but it's yandere behavior. If you're not comfortable with that, with basically what comes with a yandere, you might want to not watch this video, because death, even scenes that are in a slightly inappropriate way, and clearly a kind of a psychotic love interest. So let's play. You're starting a new game. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes. Oh, so our stalker's already taking a picture of us? Are you or will you be recording? Yes. Fine. Like, how is it YN? Or yes and no. My name has never been chaotic. My life has never been chaotic. My family has always been more like a well-oiled machine than an actual family. No infighting, no drama, no extra accomplishments, or spankings, or joblessness. There's definitely drama in my family, so no. Accomplishment. Pretty sure I'm one of the first that finished college. One of the first. Don't rub in anyone, because I just wanted to do it to prove that I could. First and foremost, but it was decent, good even. I could have been happier then. Should have, yeah, but you just couldn't. They worked day and night to put food on the table, while I didn't do much but go to school. Did chores maybe? Definitely slept. I knew that much. And played video games. It was enough for its time. But then, as time does, it passes. So I flew from the nest and into my college's dorm, promptly flunked out, of course. I didn't flunk out. Hopefully I didn't flunk out of Masters, but I had to withdraw from a class, but a couple classes, because of stress. Got in debt, got a job, got an apartment, moved into a long-term with my long-term boyfriend, even had a baby. Well, if you consider a bird a baby, even though she can sometimes act exactly like one. I think a bird is a baby. It's an animal. I huff out a bitter laugh as you shake my head. It was, again, enough for its time. But it's not every hour. Not every hour is enough. And this hour has been horrible. One of the most horrific and horrendous hours of my entire life. And it's all my fault. Prologue, Act 1. Oh, I love the little hat. Keeping my eyes closed, I take a deep breath, feeling a prick of my fingernails pushing into my cheeks as I try to calm myself down. One breath in, one breath out, one breath in. Spam box meditation prompts are good for something, at least. In the fact that it works slightly, and after a few more small huffs, I simmer enough to crack my eyes open again. And if I could, it could sew my eyes shut to never see another sight like this again, I would. Wait, is this a police car? Rows of silver diamonds along the walls greet my sight, red and blue shadows reflecting all the seats and into my eyes as I squint, eyes getting used to the newfound vision. It only takes a moment, if you could even call it that, for my view to shift over to the outside of the parked police car and into the bright, blinking lights of a once empty mall lot. What did I do? Or what did our yonder, if we haven't known me, do? Dozens of cop cars pile everywhere, blinkers flickering silently, and the roofs of every single vehicle and wasting energy for no other reason than as if to say, "Ha ha, we got you, dumb person." Frowning, I turn away. And well, what can I say? What could anyone say in this situation? They did. Twitching nervously, my eyes clench into nothing, disturbing the semi-comfortable position of the handcuffs wrapped around my wrist behind my back. What did I do? The whole day in general had been horrible. I can't look at this anymore. Tears of frustration well up in my eyes as I turn them instead up towards the ceiling. I want to go home. An image of my boyfriend pacing as he waits for me to come home enters my mind. Him waiting there, thumbnail in his mouth, and tugging at his hair as he looks towards one of our non-existent clocks, then towards the door, arms ready to greet me with a warm hug. Beyonce? Beyonce would be there. Beyonce will be there. I'm gonna call her Beyonce. Because I think that's what the name actually is. Would be there. My lovely bird. Anxiously nested cutely in a cloud of fluff in the clock of her shoulder. At least I wish. It was a cute thought, but it's only 4:30. I'll be lucky if he even took a shower at this time of day. Let alone worried about me. Or even at this very least fed our kid. Or even at least fed our kid. God, has he fed her? My eyes widen and look quickly outside the lot. I feel a few drops of sweat drip down my brow as I instinctively move to open the car door. I stop halfway by sharp pain coming from my wrist, and I bring myself back to reality with a curse. I can't do anything in these handcuffs. What did I do? But shouldn't she probably starve to death? She's probably starved to death. It's been so long since she eaten. What day is it? Feeding is... He's covered me... What? For the past 3 whole days? Who knows if he's even doing it? He wouldn't let her starve, right? No, he wouldn't. Hey. I want to know what I'm getting arrested for. What could I even do if he wasn't? Just break out of here? Not with these bars, but... Glancing outside the window behind me, I look around to readily confirm my base suspicions. There's no one here. And, I think my eyes spotted the handle. No, wait. It's unlocked. They won't care if I just... Hey, look towards the bars. I think of a plan almost immediately. One that most definitely will suck if I try and act it out. Is there, I can't really read it, so I'm like... I feel my thumb twitch nervously in its confines, almost as if sensing what is about to come. And I readied myself with a gulp, and I barely kept back a groan. This is so stupid. I'm really, really dumb. What am I even thinking about? It was even real in the movies. Dumb. Probably my mind whispers at me from afar, and letting out a long sigh, I slid down my seat. That's probably is what I'm banking on. I need out. Wouldn't even be able to afford to pay bail if I get taken in. I'm not fit for prison. A drop of sweat nearly causes me to jump out of my seat as it trails down my spine, and at it, I shake my head vigorously. Definitely not fit for prison. No way. Attempting to be, convincing, I scoot back up, ready myself with a quick pep talk. When all at once it hits me how rash I'm being. I'm literally about to dislocate my thumb and run from the cops to feed my bird. I was like, I can feel up on the fur to get out of the cups that way. Whoa. Blinking, I try to look back at my fingers and my handcuffs, wincing as I pull my thumb with my other hand. I got to. What I got to do. For Beyonce. 1, 2, 3. What in the fresh, what in the heck are you doing?
Suspect!
Huh? Out of nowhere, the door jerks itself open, and a man comes into my view. It's one of the cops, and for a second I find myself blinking stupidly as I stare at his hidden face.
Finally got your attention! Ha! You little bastard!
Are you British? What? I've been in the car. You could have opened the... He says in a sneer as he pulls me by my shoulder out of the car. I was basically pounding on the window, and you couldn't even hear me. What's wrong with you, suspect? Are you deaf? What if I am deaf, sir? What if I am deaf? Huh? Whatever. Don't answer that. You damn grumpy, guppy. You know I'm a cop. That you're in police custody right now. You can't even just ignore the cops, suspect. What did I do? He takes a sip from a coffee cup I hadn't even noticed sitting in his grip. That's a crime. Being deaf is a crime? First of all, that's with him calling me suspect so much. I haven't even... My mouth twitches as I puff under my breath. Whatever. Not even mention the absurdity of this second claim. I see that look on your face. You don't think it's true, do you? Well, it's not. Wish it was, though. Sweat sweeps from my brow as I forget almost entirely about the weird position my cuffs are making my hands rest on it. By association, nearly even my almost and very possible made retreat just a moment ago slips my mind, and another thought fills up the space entirely. This guy wasn't there during my arrest. Just where did he come from? Knocking his cup back, he tosses it to the ground when it runs dry, stepping on it with a dirty boot before kicking it away into a far distance. Sir, I think littering's a crime. As if reading my mind, or maybe just seeing it painted plainly on my face, he sighs, rolling his eyes before placing a hand on his hip. Once again, you're as open as a book, suspect. It's kind of pathetic. He gets closer to my face with a lean, seemingly not caring about my ensuring startled step back, or my disgusted face from the smell of his bitter breath. Have you been crying? Huh? This guy's a butthole. Before I can answer, he grinds his teeth together in a painful sounding before stepping away himself, almost irate. Blah 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 blah. The whole predicament got a call. Precinct got a call about a couple found murdered at the mall over there. So why not get everyone in the mall? I don't know, not just me. He pointed in the not too far distance, finger twitching in the after effects of the caffeine he just consumed. And also, you're supposed to tell me that beforehand. Just saying. Sir, there's rights to that. That's the reason you were alone. You would have noticed them walking their donut butts over there, actually, if you didn't have your entire head up your own butt. Sir, the people that got murdered, or you mean the police people? Because if I didn't do it, I would have no understanding why I'm getting arrested. He's one to ignoring the comment to avoid any additional and likely possible charge. I lift my head curiously up at the mention of the mall. Isn't that he probably the same guy that burned down the deli auntie's defacto church? The psycho he is. I don't even know. Need to know. To know, you know. Head scratch. I think you're drinking something else or coffee in that something added to your coffee. Who? Coffee and glimpse of my catching him a glimpse of my face. He scoffs, rolling his eyes. Whatever. That's not the point of this. You obviously possibly suck. I know. I hope you know. So if I am found not guilty, can I turn around and sue the police officer for telling me being like this? What the heck did I do? You don't give me that look, ya. He gasps his head in his hands, rubbing circles in his skull, and grits out the next words of a sentence. I could have been searching a weird locker room door mall case, but no, I'm here. Interrogating ya. Otherwise I'll be fired, they said, replaced with which I think they should probably fire you anyway. You sound like you're drunk. Yeah, right. Or high as a kite. Honestly, it's just my luck to get some crazy policeman who might be drunk as my interrogator, which happens normally in the police station, not in the mall that I got arrested at. It's no wonder why they want to replace him with how he's acting. Yeah, I don't blame them. They might want to do the walking test on him and see if he's drunk. Probably smell if he's well, you'd definitely be able to smell if he was smoking something. That's something. Frowning at the expression of obviously agreement on my face. He twitches his hat, getting an embarrassed look on his as he turns away to look at the direction of the police cars in front of this restaurant. I don't need your lame opinion. Oh, my lame opinion is I think you're drunk. If I ever were actually leave, they'll be on their hands and knees begging me to come back. I just know it. No, I'm pretty sure they're gonna throw a party. I do everything correctly. How could they not? Sir, normally they take you to the station for the interrogation, and they also most people. If you have a body cam, they're gonna see how you're acting, and you're gonna go bye-bye anyway. Probably. Hopefully. Depending on... He starts to list off on his fingers, trying to and failing by the anger in his voice to make himself feel better about his work standing. You definitely suck at your job. I keep up with some of my taxes. I don't heavily smoke or drink. I highly doubt the I don't smoke or drink part, sir. I'm passing most of the agility tests they do with nearly flying colors. Most. And taxes don't mean anything about being a police officer. Everyone has to pay taxes. I even help with half of their kids in paperwork as if they don't miss out on their pizza Fridays. I don't want you even near my kid. Even if the kid's a parent in this, I won't even... If I have a kid, period, I don't want this guy near my kid. I only have most near Pizza Fridays. Why are all these examples so mediocre? Because he doesn't actually have a list, and I'm pretty sure he's lying about the smoking and drinking. Standing suddenly after, he grows a far off look in his eye as he stares into the near distance. Hold up. Holy cow. I almost darn forgot. I have to hurry up and fill out this report, or I'm gonna miss out. Dead old bats always keeping the best candy in their office. Sir, are you just translating from AI? He literally sounds like was Google Translate multiple times. How confusing he is. Or he's just drunk. I'm gonna still say he's drunk. I'm taking full-size candy bars here. Okay. Okay, sir. You're definitely drunk. He stalls. Finger just drop, dripping midpoint. You, huh? Oh, wait. Doy, I knew it wasn't friggin' something. Was a porn, but still, important. I never got your name, suspect. Hurry up and tell me, and don't waste my time with a fake name, brat. I'm in a rush. Okay, my fake name? You said... Sherlock Holmes. Persona. My name's Sherlock Holmes. I definitely should do that. But I'm gonna go with YN this time. YN. How original. Okay, I found out what went wrong. I copy-pasted all their files from one of their downloads from this game and made it work. So, if you download the PC or Mac version, you have to download the art thing too, and then just copy and paste everything together. So, instead of YN, I'm gonna go regular Digitwave, I think. Because I think he won't let us pass. So, Digitwave. Are ya? Haha. He nearly doubles over in Child's laughter, only to relent. I'm actually serious. Yeah. No, I can't allow to use that. However hilarious idea that you're being your real name, that's ridiculous. We're adults here. Are you not? Don't make me wash your mouth out with soap. It's not a curse word. Tapping a finger on his palm, he suddenly grows serious as he glares at me. I need something to put on records here. Suspect. Just. He waves dismissively. Dismissive. Give me a middle name or something, maybe even a nickname, if you don't have one of those. Capiche? What's your middle nickname? Digitwave. Fine then, just choose one for you. How about that? Is this air carpeted real seat and pin from the inside his pocket, he jolts down a name and chicken scratch, writing while leaning against his thigh. Since ya like funny names, ya can be known as Joe Smo, but don't. But just good old average Joe for now. There. He rubs his forehead. God, sometimes criminals are so annoying. Though, hold on. Ah, so you speak knew it. He's definitely drunk. Though, you got a weird voice, got to say, suspect. At least I'm not drunk. Can I file a report against this guy? Is all I think as he shoots me a well-used smile and a couple of finger guns. Definitely. I think he's drunk. Well, alrighty then. Got it, Joe. Which I have to say is a wonderful and beautiful name. Your parents must be proud of you. Yeah, I think you just nicknamed me. My name is Digital Wave. For your name, that they'll probably give you, or did you give it to yourself, sir? You're the one that put the name down. I didn't. He coughs into his fist. Never mind. I'm the one that gave it to you. But let's just pretend I'm your daddy and that I'm proud of you for getting arrested, okay? I'm gonna say they need to put a fertilizer on you. Test on you. Okay, geez. You don't have to glare. I wasn't being that serious. And I'm being serious. Get one there once get pressure wiper on him. I smell the alcohol. He clicks his tongue, muttering about something insulting that goes immediately impulsively unheard again. Next question. This is a weird one, or maybe that not so weird. However, I literally have to ask, what is your? He tilts his head to pause, mouth turning it as he attempts to remember the word. Gender? Yeah, that man. I'm good at my job or what? So girl or guy, or maybe it's even something else you call. She, her. Are you sure? You sure? You can't go back later if you tell me something different. Yes. So, Joe, are you a lady, right? Yeah, well, that's all we needed for that. then. Thanks for... He rolls his head as if looking for the right word. Again, he seemed to even notice himself, coughing under his breath. Your compliance. Just let me take a look at the case notes and real quick and we'll talk more. Just hang on a sec. You can wait, can't you? I don't think he can read. Give me a tense smile. He pulls out a small notepad from his shirt pocket, and with an almost practiced movement, flips all the way to the end. His eyes enthusiastically skim the sheet. Then carefully, when he reaches his part, I can only assume on the paper to be the reason of call. Oddly nervous, I watch him do the double take, looking at the paper to me and back and forth again, with almost comical expression of open confusion. And well, yeah, if I were him, I'd probably be doing the same. But after 10 seconds, then 20, then almost 50, the staring starts to grow pretty annoying. Awkwardly, I look away, hoping he catches a clue, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the cop shake his head. A small laugh escapes him as he closes the notepad and places it back inside his pocket. So you decide today was the day the old taco meat muncher was going to get it, huh? Christ almighty, explain to me what exactly happened leading up to this. They scribbled stack of BS gives me basically 0. Wait, who got murdered? My mouth opens in protest, but he unfairly shuts me down as he rolls his eyes. I don't technically have to even hear ya out like this, you know. But then I'll have to take ya in for questioning, and I honestly don't feel like it's so that's why I'm telling ya to tell me. I plead the fifth. I'll just get a lawyer. I want my lawyer. And my mouth claps closed. A version of my own eye roll taking its place as I nod, silently grimacing at the pleased look that erupts his face. I've finally done being whiny. Just hurry up and get on with the story. I was just working. I know I'm preparing myself for a moment. And however, with the last glance, I look behind him and towards the empty restaurant. God, why do I do this to myself? Now I'm broke, unemployed, and probably, most likely, alone. Now that I can't provide as much as I used to. At least, I've always have. Oh. That looks like... There's no way. She's at home with... Did my bird just go fight? Sound such a petty... Huh? What is that? A figure? Watching us? Noticing my eyes on them, the figure backs up, trembling nearly, a wary hand clutching their chest as their shoulder face tilts its head in my direction. Even though I can't see eyes on them, I know the hood is staring at me, and me specifically. A bone-chilling shudder relaxed my body, sending sweat shooting down my spine at the newfound awareness and oddly of the stranger's appearance. I can't exactly be upset. This poplar area, exactly how far does me go? They weren't looking away. Wave. Making a questioning face, I lift a brow, trying not to alert the cops of my distraction as I lift up and bounce in an out of sight finger to look like a wave. The figure paused only barely, managing to lift their own wrist, and the time it takes the cop to nudge his face into my field of vision. It's like, well, what? Cheeks twitching, the cop clocks me. Minute, clocks me. A minute irritation passing annoyed waves across his face. What? Ya got something other than my handsome face to look at? Come on, dimwit. Do I have to say it in their language? No. Start speaking in German on him. For the fun of it, to start speaking German. Behind him, or mixture of German and other languages that I could just think of. Just saying random gibberish. Behind him, the figure takes a step forward, as if to say something, maybe, perhaps, in my honor, their hand going tight around the item clenched in their grip. What? Whoa! To hell with waving, pushing the cop aside, I gesture behind him with a sense of urgency. Oh? You want to assault me now, too? Well, come on. Come on, I'm not gonna feel any empathy for you. Over here. Startled, I look up to the side of me, spying a group of teens staring to walk up to us. Yeah. Bro, the restaurant's probably closed. Looks like something went down. A cloud of 12 band swamp butts. It's covering this whole air. The clatter continues behind me. Shill, I told you so's, and the like spring forth. Before I can lose sight, I train my eyes back over to the figure as the cop steps away, muttering to himself. Yeah, I'm gonna have no empathy for him. Yeah, that's right. The circus is town. Nothing you haven't seen before. Let's get him move on. He's definitely drunk, and I don't regret. I'm just startled and badly by the new people. If the sudden jolt backwards had anything to say, the figure just turns and starts sprinting near tripping over themselves in their desperate haste to get away. Huh? Stride forward past the cop and his curious look behind me, following after the figure and over to the edge of the restaurant where I saw them go last. Behind me, he chases, trying to desperate to catch me with erratic hand gestures and simply curses as I cross the corner. Hey! I can outrun him, probably. This is... He probably eats too much donuts. I could probably outrun him. My asthmatic bug could probably outrun this guy. This is resisting arrest. It's not resisting arrest when I'm pretty sure you just dressed up like a cop and you're drunk. Pretty sure this is evading arrest at this point. You can't just... Grabbing me by my shoulder, just as we get there, he stars me out of my focus, spinning me face to face with a coffee-coated finger. You can't just run away like that. What the heck were you even running to? He looks behind me, to the side of the restaurant. There's nothing there. It says you need a boyfriend. Frantic, I look backwards towards the edge and realize that he's right. There really is nothing in the gap. A few bushes and trees shake their leaves off their branches onto the ground, but that's all that there is. What is just was it just my imagination? Taking advantage of my shock, he pulls me back to the front of the building and stands in front of the restaurant edge, blocking my view of it. I have half a mind to write that in the report, suspect. Okay, so was there anyone else in the restaurant? So why are you only harassing me? This guy just seems like a moment of tension between us as he stares directly in my eyes, his hands thumping on his thigh. Slowly then he makes a face and shakes his head. I mean, even if he does write the report, he got my name wrong. You're lucky I don't have a pen. Pretty sure you did have a pen a little while ago. What did you do, eat it? Dumbfounded, I stare at him. The tension doesn't come back, as he just snaps twice and waves a hand in the direction of the restaurant. Let's just forget it. Tacos under the bridge, nothing huge, but I need you to hurry up and start. He pulls out a pen from his pocket, which he just said he didn't have a pen, clicking it once before putting something down on the pen. It's like, he's definitely drunk. Or else I'm going to have a pen. You want to go home today, don't you? Just already had a pen. What are you talking about, pen? From the very beginning, if you please. And why am I in handcuffs if you're just gonna have me tell the story? And have me go home? If you think I'm the murderer, you take me to the police station. Sighing tiredly at the thought of going home later than I already worried about, I tried to recall my day. I mean, my bird's already gone. 8 a.m. Shut. Drowsy and not fully aware, I hit the snooze button on my alarm clock, rolling over onto my stomach to go back to sleep. Hold on, pause. I didn't mean you have to start here. This is hours before the actual incident. Maybe just let me finish everything? A protest already on my lips. He stops me, scrolling to himself at the point in my direction. Maybe if you want to know if I'm the murderer, just let me speak, sure. Shut up, God. This guy deserves to be fired. I know, I said, but... He raises some air through his nose, shooting a meaningful glance up the sky, as if begging for something. Well, he calms down. Whatever. Fine, then continue. You're lucky. Being nosy is part of my job. Not being drunk on the job is part. Being drunk on a job is not part of the job. A pause off. Drowsy and not fully aware, I hit the snooze button and my alarm clock and roll over onto my stomach to go back to sleep. I almost managed to when another alarm blares from the left side of my head, shocking me out of my dreamy haze. Besides me, my boyfriend grunts, moving an arm from underneath him to feel around the mattress. I click the snooze button on my phone before he can, and from it he gives a muffled groan of suffocation and then a loud snore. Open my eyes. I lie still for a moment, staring at the glowing numbers in an attempt to keep them open as the world swirls over me. And then... there she blows. I sigh, reaching a shaking hand to rub my eyes as I snooze the third time in final ringing alarm. They're annoying, but I know I never get rid of them, annoying or not. Work. Groaning inwardly at the thought, I feel my eyes begin to slip low again, staring staying closed for longer than they need to be need at the moment. The mere thought of getting more rest. These longer hours are draining me enough so that it almost makes me want to quit. And that's tempting, too tempting, I think, dangerously tempting. It's enough to risk that I reach a hand underneath my pillow for my countermeasure for these moments, sighing unhappily, when my hand successfully clutches onto one of them. My bills. Many, many bills. Of course, like always, this does the trick, and I went pulling my comforter from my body as I swirl my legs to the floor. I give myself a moment to let the ground stop spinning as I stand in there to glance blindly at the bundle of covers as I make my way to the other side of the room. Frightened, I spot the large bird cage sitting on the dresser, a small red parakeet hanging sleepily from its bars. At my routine, I approach. She twitches awake, yawning tiredly as she stretches her beautiful wings. Good. I let out a yawn, with voice cracking from unuse. Morning, Beyonce. I'm almost tempted to ask if she was awake from my movements, but I find myself more so content by the act of stroking her feathers with my forefinger through the cage. She doesn't seem to mind, and neither of course, does she reply to my telepathic question, but instead makes a face in my direction, which basically translates from bird-human language as a disapproving yes. And my, what a sweet little bird she is. She didn't even squeak at me this time. Smiling and make a funny face at her, my hand moving over the clock on the cage, watching as she silently clambers over the walls and out as soon as the door opens. Circle my fingers like a spider. She walks over the way away, up my arm to her normal perch on my shoulder to rub her face against my cheek. And let out a yawn. I make my way over the bathroom to start my day. Beyonce pays me no mind as I begin to rest the rest of my routine, busying herself by nipping the moles on my cheek, trying in vain to eat them because they were tags and not deadly bugs. It hurts, but I let her have her fun. She almost never pulls too hard because she gets bored, choosing instead to lazily wait for breakfast while she checks out her long claws. Speaking of breakfast, mouth foaming with toothpaste, I peek outside the bathroom only to bundle of shuffling covers lying on the bed. Maybe Beru would want to get some with me. I'm pretty sure I have enough time.
Oh, hey.
He does not look like he's doing well at all. He doesn't say much else. Instead, forgoes words entirely as he lifts the covers and sheets up to place his head far away from the recently turned on AC blowing overhead. Too much cold air for him, probably. His phone peeks from underneath the sheets, and after a few chuckles, I hear him typing. Very curiously, I stand in the doorway, waiting for him to nose my raised brow. A minute passes before he pauses, too caught up in whatever he's doing. I'm not really able to finally tell by the sight of his phone and fingers going soundlessly still. Sighing, he places his phone face down before turning to look at me fully.
It's my cousin's birthday.
Okay, so? I promised my mom I would wish him a happy one as soon as I woke up. Like, okay. His stare turns cautious as he cuts me off. I know you probably want me to do something like tell him happy birthday for you, right? Sorry, Joe. But he doesn't know who you are. Next time I'll dish you two. Like, I don't know your cousin? I won't give a little bit of scare. I feel my eyebrows raise higher, then pinch together, as the dull tone of a new message rains out and his eyes light up as he cracks a smile down on his phone. I think he's lying. He never mentioned me? I had to. Oh, cool. He just said he wants me up tomorrow. Okay. His 40 eyes gaze over at me for a moment as he lifts up his phone. You probably wouldn't want to come. There's going to be a lot of my family there, and after last year's Christmas... What happened to last year's Christmas? I shoot him a look as Beyonce practically fizzles at the mention. I'm just saying, Joe. My folks already have had a good already don't have a good opinion of you because of that. It's not going to be much fun. Okay, what happened? And please put some. I think we need to toss that shirt away, sir. Does he just not want me to go or something? It's not that I don't want you to come. Oh, he definitely doesn't want me to go. I don't like this guy. But you're right. Careful not to knock Beyonce from her post in my shoulder. I shake my head and watch all the air leave his chest in an honest relief. Alright, well, that's too bad, but I think it's for the best, babe. I already don't have a high opinion of you. He flashes a smile at me as he picks up his phone and begins typing again. I don't think this is a cousin. I feel a spark of irritation as I watch him type happily away, and I shake my head again as I look at the display. God, what am I gonna do with him? Looking back down towards the bathroom door, he startles as he notices me still standing there. What? Don't you have work? Am I the only one working? Let's get this guy out of the house. Off guard, I stare at the doorway in the bathroom for a bit before making a small nod. He doesn't even turn to see it. And without a sound, I turn away from the bed and go into the bathroom to spit and wash my face. In silence, I go over to the closet. Taking off my work shirt from its hook, I frown, the sadness I've been trying to prevent through the short conversation fills my thoughts with a fury of insecurities. What do I do? What went wrong? Why does he look at me with such disdain? Pretty sure it's cheating. Am I not good enough? Pretty enough? Could I have done something differently? I don't want to hurt him like this, but... I look back over to the lump on the bed and imagine it empty. It's depressing, but I don't want him to leave me either. I think I'll take it. No, boy, not this guy is my boyfriend. I will honestly take the yandere over this guy. And I haven't even met the yandere. Pulling my shirt and pants to go to the place Beyonce in her cage before I leave the room. She chirps sadly and hear Beau lift a hand from his nest of covers. You can leave her out. I'll play with her for a bit. Well, before I go look for work. Oh, so I'm the only one working. Get this guy Eliza out the curb. Yeah, I know. Finally, I told you. I was trying, didn't I? I smell tense. Because he is. I know, at least he tells me he is. And I know as I go over to give him a kiss on the lips. He's not, Lucy. I'm pretty sure he's not even trying. He turns slightly, obviously trying to make it seem like he's getting comfortable. So that I place a kiss on his cheek instead. It hurts, but I swallow it as he taps away and grabs my keys and phone from the dresser, only just barely being able to hear him mutter about coffee as the fuzz lifts my head. I have to go get out of here. With my things in hand, I resist the tears I reveal, welling up and crowding my vision, before opening the door and stepping into the walkway without saying goodbye. From within, I hear someone sobbing, and it's only when the salty taste of tears and snot reaches my mouth that I realize it's me. Why am I crying over this? So stupid. I'm so stupid. It's not like this is going to solve anything. Regardless of my feelings towards it, the tears keep coming, globs trailing down my face into my mouth as I fruitlessly try to wipe them away. In my bag, my alarm blares once again, signaling the usual time I am to leave for work. Why are they making me hurry, though? The reminder only makes me cry harder. Eh? The sound of a door opening surprised me, and my heart skipped a beat as I blurry look behind me to see my boyfriend coming from a closed door. If it wasn't him... Deflating, I hold my upper arm in my hands, cradling myself as I barely keep from sinking to the floor. It wasn't just my imagination, was it? Was it? Confused, I look to the right of me in the hall. There's no one there. Here I'm going crazy, or these crappy apartments. Flying ghosts. There's no way I misheard. Just then I hear a timid-sounding cough, and some words come from somewhere besides me. Hi, I'm here. Over here, I mean. Sorry. Startled, I nearly out of my skin. I turn and look towards the impromptu cry session. Interloper.
Whoa!
Okay, so this is supposed to be our yandere.
Hey, take it easy.
It's just me.
Like, who are you? Who? What's the... It's like, I guess you're my boyfriend. Seeing me look over at him, he tucks something white hanging around his shoulders into his shirt and starts to timidly rub his neck. Hey, hi, madam. Oh. The moment passes, and a moment passes. In it, the trail of tears in my cheeks run dry as I find myself staring at the man arcly waving at me. It's just some guy. Sorry for bothering you, but are you okay? The yonder cares more about us, wiping what's left of the tears away, trying not to let it show. How embarrassing getting caught crying, of all things, is for me. And let my eyes graze over the lanes of him silently. I think continuing my previous thoughts are a very plain guy. Have I ever seen him before? I glance at the door he came out of and look for the number tag. Find the numbers 314 hanging haphazardly beside the frame. Right next to mine. I'd never seen the man in a day of my life. Though, to be fair, I never really see anyone other than these halls. Majorly due to everyone always fluttering around each other like cats scared mice. Some too proud to let others realize they live in a dump like this, and others just as secluded. Introverts, poor introverts. The worst kind, the smelly kind. Hey, I'm an introvert. Not smelly, though. Though I probably have an allergic reaction to my soap. Of course, the usual plain old creeps. I wonder which one of these... I wonder which one of those this guy is, and how I've never noticed him sooner. It's not like I'm trying to be rude at the suspicious squint I level him with, but the pure intensity of it has him shaking back, eyes dull-like as he looks away and touches a finger to his face. Hello. Is there something else wrong with my face? Blinking, I shake my head rapidly, feeling a need to smooth him as guilt rushes over me. I didn't mean to give him the guy a complex. No. Guess that's good. Almost, or what was probably unconsciously, he leans closer, brightening at the reassurance by tilting his head a little, eyes crinkling as he sticks out his hand in what looks like to be a greeting posture. It's a handshake. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm your neighbor. Okay, so you're not my boy. You're not gonna go introduce yourself as my boyfriend. This is inspired by your boyfriend. So I live right next to you. Well, you probably already know that because of still. He must be new. Well, new enough to try to introduce himself to the next door neighbor, and definitely new enough to actually care about doing stuff like that. I can't even really believe the possibility that he's always lived here, next to us in pure silence for a year or two straight, never once seeing each other. No way. Gathering myself instead of answering the question, I mouth the word new as I point to his door, and back over towards him. What? His face twists into an unreadable expression. Mostly to the mask. Probably he doesn't seem like the type to be mysterious, and I watch as he shoves his hands into his pockets with a shake of his head. No, I'm not. I've lived here longer than you have. Really? We've met before. Really? I squint looking at him down as I try to remember any occurrences where the two of us might have seen each other, even briefly, and draw up a blank. No way, my brain repeats 10 times stronger. It's getting more unbelievable by the second. I mean, I could picture it. He deflates, looking almost lost for words, before he quickly manages to save it, eyes strangely twitching. I know where you work. That's creepy. Way creepy. What? I find myself taking a step back, on which he immediately knows his eyes twitching more as he adopts a panicked look on his to go with it. Oh no, that's not what I heard you crying out here, and of course, not immediately, intentionally, but, sorry. I don't mean to pry. It's just around the time when we both woke up, because you wake me up every day with your alarm, and I can't go back to sleep because you shower afterwards. I cannot read the rest. I just know I wake him up. Mumbling, tangibly, he mumbles the last continuing couple of words. A couple? That's more than a couple. So, gathering what's left of my courage, I inch towards, turning my ear outward and towards his face. Huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude either, but you're really loud in the morning. Wait, no, don't worry. See my lips contort. He pushes his hand out in a frantic wave while shaking his head, saving, or at least tempting to save me, the guilt that follows his words. The sound of your showering afterwards makes me fall right back to sleep, so there's no harm done. You can hear me shower. In a flash, my feelings turn quickly from the guilty to haste. It questioned my features that he responds to before I could even really think about it. I hear, well, a lot. The walls are pretty thin, to be honest with you. Thin in these parts. A feeling of mortification rushes me, making my hands tremble, my face hot as my eyes immediately detach from his. Almost instantly, he seems to understand why, because a blush mirroring my own rises in his cheeks. No. I mean, what you're thinking, it's not like that. I always make sure I try not to listen. Oh, he's definitely listening. What an odd assortment of words. He makes sure that he tries not to listen? I mean, his words are not as odd as the police officer. What to say that? The police officer was obviously drunk. I'm the man. I nod passively, if a little disoriented, at the odd nature of his previous words. Sweetly, he smiles at my stare this time and lifts his hands a little in a welcoming gesture, like someone trying to draw in a missing cat. I'm not a cat, I think, huffing as I place my forgotten phone and keys into my back pocket and turn away from him entirely. Did your boyfriend do this to you? At the cold tone, I look back over my shoulder, seeing a flash of movements as he quickly closes his finger and rights his arm from doing whatever he was doing behind my back. And impressively, I turn slightly, giving him a confused stare. At it, he shrugs. I turn slightly, giving him a confused stare. At it, he shrugs, his lips almost woven together with how tight they are to each other through his mask. I don't have much to offer, and I also don't know much about stuff like this, but I know it will help. He opens his arms wider, elbows spread almost like bat wings. Oh, hug. Sir, no thank you. At least a little. A hug? A hug from him? Why? There's only like a couple people that will give me hugs. That I will allow. I don't like being touched by people I don't know. Honestly. What could this man possibly get from trying to make me feel better? Unconsciously, I step closer, taking a leap of trust in a time of need. And I need this, I do. I find myself surprised about. I want a hug from this guy. He is supposed to be like based off Peter. Okay, I'll come on. Some random dude right outside my apartment, right in front of my living room peephole, right in plain sight where he tried. If he tried, but Beru can see. No, what am I thinking? No. I should just go and talk to him. Try to repair things between us. That's a smart option here. Nah. I don't even. My eyes look back. My eyes back to drift up to his, where he stares at me, and not even arcly, just standing there, almost swaying, where he stands as he waits. No. Yes. Catching myself, I inch back, quickly turning around to go inside the apartment, and I freeze, feeling something. Someone crunches me from behind. What? Huh? I started to yelp, coming out of my mouth as I feel him hug me tighter, and there, when his head lands in a heap on my shoulder. He was with Smith's once directly in my ear. I sense more than seeing his toothy smile behind his mask. You smell nice. He rambles on, unaware of my sudden stiffness. Like peaches. Okay, that is actually creepy because my body wash is peaches. I do have to probably change body washes because I think I'm allergic to it. Peaches are my favorite fruit, you know. Yeah, I only got it because Journey to the West. I don't know. Didn't think I ever wanted to know. And at the whispered words, I shudder, jumping back once his hands unlock from around me to frankly search around in his pockets. I even have one on me. I was gonna eat it for breakfast. I mean, but if you want it, you can have it. I didn't hear you eat anything today. Sir, if I'm gonna get peaches, I'm gonna get it from Sun Wukong. He rumbles more in his deep pockets, and the man, are they deep in his digging around like that? I'm momentary taken from my disgust at the absurdity of them things fall on the ground, littering the feet around us. One's like gum wrappers, coins, soda castings, candy bars, coupons. His wallet at one point, which springs open on impact on the floor, revealing a heavy doodled on $10 bill, a couple of debit cards, and a found it. Did he have like a TARDIS level pockets? Out of the corner of my eye, I see the edges of his thumb as he holds out a juicy-looking peach to me. The peach is perfect, just right, and obviously freshly picked, or well, brought from the whatever backwater street vendor he must have gotten it from. But that's not what I'm focused on now. His fingers clench slightly when he knows me paying attention to something other than the peach. As my eyes flicker to his face, he drifts down to the object in question. My handkerchief, or well, more specifically, my parakeets. Her tug toy. That is the one I lost more than 2 years ago while moving in here. I specifically remember it because it being a favorite makeshift toy, and her never forgiven me for losing it, which apparently I never lost. Why does he? Without a word, he bends down and scoops up the handkerchief, placing it roughly back into his pocket, and doing the same with all the other things on the floor in 3 quick movements. Oh, so he's been stalking us for 2 years. When he sits back up, he doesn't look at me, instead nervously scratching his cheek with a forefinger, once I imagine spread widely in his lips. He starts patting his pockets twice. I should give it to you. I know it's yours, but I didn't know before. Well, I found it. Promise. I just never really got the opportunity to give it back to you, and I use it. This one for some things, so I don't think you want it. I think I know what you've been using it for, so yeah, you can keep it. Staring into my face, he wants apologetically turned to an uncomfortable, unfathomable curiosity as he leans down to be closer to my height. Do you? Do what? Backing away, which I find that I can't win. My back hits the wall. I wince and shake my head. A sweat line in the edge of my hairline. He used it for some things. What does that? Oh, I figured. What the heck did he use it for? I think I could get it already. He could have it. His eyes never leave mine. He grows closer towards my face, an invisible but fraying smile growing behind his mask. My arm blurs inside my pocket, and at it, for the first time in my life, I feel gratification and excitement. Faking, I almost pull out my phone to check the time. It's like, oh, sorry, I'll talk to you later. I have work already ready in my tongue, but my toes curl once I think about the alarm. Excitement turns to pure unbelievable fear as noise blends into the background. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. This is my first alarm. This was my next alarm. The bus takes almost 40 minutes to make it to the mall. There's no way you're gonna make it. In my panic, I almost forgot he was there, and at his voice, I startle. The warm ring loop on my head suddenly stopped to be replaced by the sound of his voice. Not that you could even take the bus anyway. The street is blocked today. What? They posted it on the town board. The mayor is funding a new fountain down that way, and they use the street for the week. They need the street for the week. How did you know? How did you know? That's all they've been talking about for 2 months. The guy shrugs, voice confused. I'm like, it's like, I'm not gonna get out of this, huh? Wait, yeah, I technically do. His tone rubs me the wrong way, but I have bigger things to worry about, like my job. Or X job at this rate. There's no way I'm going to make it in time. I mean, if you're able to call out. You can borrow my bike if you like it. Really? It'll be my pleasure. His pleasure? A pleasure to lend me his bike? Okay, this was even odder than our boyfriend. What is this? What is with this guy? I'll just take his offer. Feeling thankful, I nod my head readily. The past creeping actions of this man disappearing in my mind. That is what I need. It's like I'm going for the red flags. Still their relationships and the boyfriend I have. My savior shakes his head, looking a little embarrassed and unused to the happiest on my face, directed towards me and towards him. What I thought I was going to have to convince you. Good thing you know what you need. I liked I knew. Eyes crinkling, he turns back towards his door and skips into the apartment looking like he just won the lottery. The darkness of his house swallows his form whole, and he disappears from view. Humming starts to come from the inside of the apartment, and for a moment I find myself almost drawn to it as I peek my head to look around. I mean, might as well see what this guy is packing. Furniture-wise. Boo. Ah. Oh. Falling backwards on my butt, I wince. Wait. Falling backwards on my butt, I wince. My hand reflectively trying to protect myself. There's nothing really to protect myself from, and after a moment of pause, I hear a few panic shuffles come from behind me as I bring my hands down. Are you alright? I never meant for you to fall and hurt yourself. He places a palm on my wrist, staring deeply into my eyes. The deep black of them near swallowing me whole in the midst of the actual genuine concern found in them. I could say no, but that would be almost too truthful, and where would I go from there? So with an actual painful smile, I nod and use his shoulder to lift myself up from the ground. He allows it happily, his gangling knees lifting off the floor as he bounces my weight and his own with ease. If you're sure. looking almost like a guilty puppy. He detached from me once he's sure that I'm alright, and goes back to his door, where his bike lies for gone, in an awkward lean against the door. Be careful, alright? I make a face at him. I'm not fragile, even though that fall might have made me seem so. But before I could say anything, he gets an oddly painful look on his face. I'm serious. I almost fall and hit my head from a pothole on the 3rd Street. Also, the people there are mean. You better off going left. Alright then, I nod, taking the bike and the vice with me as I dust myself off and turn to leave. As I reach the stairwell, I look behind myself to see him still standing there watching me, his hands up in a wave. Wave back. Feeling a little rushed, but not enough to forgo politeness, I wave back at him, letting a small smile sit on my lips. It's like, still going for the red flags. He seems to stand there, then pausing mid-wave and alike to a video buffering mid-action, saying, and then playing. He suddenly starts waving both his hands widely as a blush springs forth on his cheeks. How? I roll my eyes good naturally. Cute. He's not so bad. It's like, red flags. I think quietly to myself as I turn the door to the stairway and step inside, pulling the bike along with me on the way. I pause, bike leaning against myself as the door clicks closed behind me. I didn't even think to get his name. Yeah, didn't think to get his name. What? How did ya? He throws his hands up in midair, fingers clutching around the non-existent cup of coffee as he curses to himself. This is like a crappy rom-com. First, ya stinking stupid butt should be ex-boyfriend, then the heartthrob. You don't even get his name. Oh, you dumb. It's like, police officer, you've been drunk. Go home. My handcuffs click together behind my back as I back away a little from him. What's the deal? It's not my fault I had bigger things going on. I just didn't think about it. I'm hope you're happy with yourself, just. He clicks his tongue and waves a dismissive hand through the air. I can't believe I was invested in that trash plot. It's like, okay, policeman, just be quiet. Rolling my eyes, I open my mouth to continue the story, but he stops me once again, this time with an almost a side jump on his head as he bolts upright. Now let's get to the juicy stuff, suspect. What happens when you get to work? Now equipped with a bike to help me on my way to work, No. I don't care about got to work. Just skip that part. Did you fall in the pothole? Yeah, didn't you? You did, didn't you? Didn't ya? It's like, did I say that? Overwhelmed with giggles, he waves his hand for the hair as he hits his thigh heavily, taking deep breaths that immediately just get choked out again by the next wave of stickering. Yeah. He wheezes, trying to pull himself up. I'm sorry. I promise. What is with ya? And glaring, hit your head too hard and your eyebrows went and popped out and locked it. You just have to hear this. I just have to hear this. Of course he does. He never mind on the didn't tell me crap. Explain vivid detail on how you fell and busted your but this is a porn to the investigation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you should be even remotely in a police officer position. As I entered the lobby, I noticed it. The snoring. Of course, I used to it by now, though everyone who lives here, the inseparable, insomnia-inducing snoring. It's a part of the reason why this rent is so cheap, with the less fortunate part being the fact that the apartments are inside an old, run-down, mold-filled, and smelly hotel. But losers can't be choosers, can they? I spot the culprit immediately. It's a short old man sitting on a stool, propped up against the wall, behind the front desk, arms tucked behind his back like a man lined up to go to prison. The position seems uncomfortable, but yeah, heck, if I'm even going to wake him, the snore is preferable to, well, him when he's actually awake. Absolutely any day. Every tenant can understand that, too. Sliding the bike slowly along with me, I went, making for the door as quickly but as quietly as I can. It's a hard feat. The bike shifts and sways with every step, and even when the slightest breath, it jitters. The rusty bell on it is making wild but near soundless noises. I don't have a choice but to use it, but it still worries me slightly that it just might break underneath me while I'm riding. In a fit of nervousness, whether out of time or just thought of actually falling into the pothole, I rush ahead towards the entrance and my exit to the complex. When the bike slides out of my grasp and falls loudly in a heap on the door. God. What? Oh, Donald. Okay, so this is gonna be based off Don, huh? He sits up, snoring loudly, like a wild boar. What the heck are you doing, girl? Waking me out of my sleep with all that ruckus. Are you insane? He pulls out a thin pipe wrench from the floor and waves it around friendly. I could have hurt you. You know, you cannot wake a man out of his sleep like that. Even if you have a ballet recital this early. Who the heck is that? Becca? Getting a look at his face, he squints, looking me up and down as I stand there like a deer in headlights. I never held a practically long conversation with the man, especially with the overdue. Is that you, Joe? Ah, yes. He nods himself, an understanding finger under his chin. The unspeakable one, speaking one, and the one who never pays the rent. My wife tells me of you, you know. Have you come to pay your share? Awkwardly, I point towards the door with a positive expression, signaling to him I need to go outside. I'm in a rush. It is not like he can read minds, or that he knows sign language, so I do a simple movement to illustrate my hurry. As he does, he rubs his chin as he stares at me, and then he snorts once he realizes what I'm trying to do. A game of trades? Really? You play this old man for a fool, but this is considerably more porn than some wayward job. But that's how I get the money to pay. Carmine and Donna always says I'm too lenient on you, and she's right, I fear. He holds up a finger to hush me. The one time you wish to speak, and is to are you fitting. One finger turns to free. You get 3 days, and then your useless, no good pets are out of here. I have too many tenants as is, too much noise, and not enough money in my pockets to keep hosting you. Inconsiderate lot. It's been, 3 months? So you get 3 days. I don't think you can do that. 3 days is a little too short. Grumbling to himself, he folds his arms and looks me dead in the eye. A fierce scowl stretched apart his face. I'm not kidding with you. I know you don't speak, but those ears were perfectly fine. He makes a motion towards the door, and at it, automatically opens. What? The sensor is broken. The stupid crap only opens if you make a movement from the side of the room. I'm not Jesus. Get out of here and get what's mine. Nope. Feeling my world near turning upside down, my knees sway as I prematurely hop onto my bike and speed away. Then landlord calls from behind me, yelling something about getting tire tracks on his rug, and I inwardly curse as another bill piles up on top of the many others in my eyes as I make it out onto the streets and off to work. Luckily, it wasn't too far from my home, but the panic I feel to get there is nearly enough for my legs to turn to gel mid-ride instead of the tires falling out underneath me like I expected them to do. It takes a couple minutes, and taking the guy's advice from earlier, I turn left instead of going my bus route's original right, avoiding the pothole. Yeah. I nod stiffly. As I make it to the mall plaza and into the parking lot of the taco world. You're here? Katie says, surprised, as soon as I enter the double doors of the plaza restaurant. Feeling out of breath, I nod and pass them and my other co-workers to go into the dressing room. I hear Katie's small feet as they pitter-patter after me, their hair flying widely as they grab onto my arm. How are you here? On time. The mayor closed down your street. Looking down at them, I breathe out of a distrusting sigh. So they knew this whole time. The silence stretches on for a few seconds before I pull my hand as gently as I could out of their hold and use it to point to the bike outside. Like, yeah, borrow someone's bike. Their hand turns towards it, and for a second, it almost like their brain short circuits. For some odd reason, before they grab the front of my shirt and pull me down to their level. How did you get that bike, huh? You steal it? I don't employ thieves. I borrowed it. My neighbor literally let me borrow his bike. They reach out a hand and point to the bike outside. Oh, so this is supposed to be TK. That's my boss's boss. That's my boss's son's bike. He rides past there like every day. What's wrong with you? You know how much trouble I could get in if they know you stole it and brought it here. I didn't. Sighing, I pull out my phone so I could type and explain the situation to them. Or at least I would have if my phone were actually in my pocket. Where the heck is my phone? I'm sure I picked it up this morning. There's no way I could have forgotten that. And I heard it. I heard it ring. I must have lost it on the way here. Turning my pockets inside out, I could cry out, a distressed sound leaving my mouth as Kitty clicks their tongue from beside me, fingers unraveling from between the folds of my shirt. You lost it, didn't you? The only method of communication you have. Patronizingly, they shake their head at me. Okay, I hate this person. Sign. I'm just going to take a leap of faith and assume that for the love of God, please let this be the truth. They didn't steal basically our boss's bike. Nodding, I point at them, and I stand there straight, making gestures that will let them know, yes, exactly that. Kay squints at me, rolling their eyes. It would be easier if you could just talk like a normal person, but this is a have to do. Okay, yeah, I really hate you. I probably have an ADA, and this person should be fired for doing that. I mean, that is rude for someone who has a disability. I'm gonna say we're not probably selective, or who's selective mute? Oh no, we're talking to the police officer, so we're not selective. We're selective mute. Still, like always, I'm too fond of you. I spoil you way too much. I even believe you. Don't let it be a wrong choice. Shuddering, I masked the inward roll of my eyes with a bright smile and nod of gratitude. This is work. This is what happens when you go to work sometimes, and when you're desperate, you always know that. And yet, does it always have to be this bad? Sucking in a sigh, a question. Can I get dressed? Speaking for itself, I point behind my back towards the dressing room door. As it is, Katie fully lets go and smiles, patting my chest in a way that forces all the air I stored in my chest to rush out. And for future reference, stop sighing at me. I'm not blind, darling, and you're very expressive when you choose not to use that mouth of yours. I really hate this person. Go get dressed. Leaving me with those words, I turned and entered the dressing room. Taking my time, I find the rack with my outfit on it and get dressed, making sure to put on the stupid springy taco hat and even my name tag on the apron for once. Not that I have to. I don't work in the kitchen, but it's still nice to do. Looking down at my name tag, I sigh audibly. I wonder what Baru and Beyonce are doing. It's funny, I could say Beyonce, but I cannot say his name. There's a creaking sound behind me as the door opens suddenly, revealing Katie's large head as they came in without knocking. What are you doing? They waved the question aside, knowing I can't and probably won't answer, pulling something out of their pocket. However, hairnets are required now. Joe, I forgot to tell you. I would understand if they're in the kitchen, but if you're not in the kitchen, I don't think so. Hairnets are required for staff now. Someone complained last week because of something and left a bad review on this place. We cannot let that happen again. So hairnets. It's like I only have to use hairnets if I go in the deli or bakery or meat department to do something. I don't really do that, so I don't have to. Tossing the elastic at me, they open their mouth to say something else, but before they can something else beats them to it from behind them, coming from the unisex restroom across the hall. A sound of absolute agony is let out after the sound, and then another as the toe-curling groans come from the closed door. They must have ate the food. Oh no. Just as Katie tenses, there's a flush, and holding on the hairnet a little too tightly in my hands, I watch as Katie comes inside and closes the door, one ear on the side as if... The stall door clicks open quietly and quickly, like someone is trying to hide something, and immediately there's several shuffles as the employees and patron alike move away from the door. Even Kays moves back, nose twitching wildly as he looks towards almost beyond the closed dressing room door. Jeez. Jesus Christ. Someone knocks on the door and their knocks loud and rapid in session. Okay. They cough into the palm, prepare themselves. Come in. A pale, nearly purple woman enters the room, laying out a great exhale as she closes the door behind herself. Can I stay in here for a minute, boss? I'm dying out there. Dying, I tell you. Please. What's the code? Easy. Easily an 8. An 8? That man must have had one of our new fatality tacos. Take it off the menu. Stat. The purple woman gags, cheeks filled as she covers her mouth. I'll do it. In just a second. Please, boss. Katie nods, allowing the spontaneous break from the woman as they turn their head towards me, a not so lenient expression on their face. Time to do your job. Get to it. I'll definitely gonna have to clean the bathrooms in a Tucket place, especially if they put that stuff. Discovering my expression of horror, Katie looks down to the hairnet still in my hands. And put that on. It's gonna get messy. Grabbing the mop and bucket, Katie hands it to the purple woman and sends her towards me, and Patrick look plastered on her face. Taking it, I sigh, clean my mind off for the challenge ahead of me. Time to get to work. Holy crap. What the hell happened in here? And from head to toe, the walls were covered in numerous thick and almost mucus. Hold up. There's piles of oh, it's literally, feces. You're trying to make me gross out, aren't ya? It never fit. Oh God, make it stop. I'm going to freaking puke if you keep going. And done. And thank everything holy. Take off my gloves. I wipe the sweat from my brow, my forehead, and look over all the progress I've made. It took hours, though due to the disappearance of my phone. I'm not sure how many, but view of the sun, though. The restroom window behind me tells me that it's at least a late noon. I sigh, pulling the mop and bucket closer to me. All I have to do now is clean up this stuff, and I'll be fully done. Maybe I'll be even be allowed to go home early. Startled, I dropped the mop, flipping around to face the new voice in the room. Katie smiles at my response, their arms crossed as they and a couple of others stand there to survey my work over the room. My coworkers shuffle over each other, making amazed noises. No way, you actually managed to... I could never. It's like, what? You'd be surprised with a little vinegar? Someone from the team claps, and then another, and they are bewilderedly join in. All except for Katie. They shift a hand in the air. After a pause, immediately cuts quiet, switching to staring nervously as they begin walking, inspecting and dissecting the entire room. They find nothing, of course, and they know it. I cleaned the entire room, top to bottom, wall to wall, debasing myself so I could keep in their good favor. It almost never works. Whatever I do, I'm not sure why and never sure. I don't even think they know why themselves. They just don't like me and never will. Kay, seeing that I've done what they asked perfectly, has no suitable reply, and they only snort in defiance as they take a long sniff around the room. They drop their arm, turning around to face my direction and give me a smile so sickeningly sweet that I almost gag at the sight. Smells off, so you have to do it again. What smells off? Seeing the look in my face, they roll their eyes, smile turning quickly to a scroll. I'll give you $10 for overtime if you do it, and you'll get to keep your job. Teeth bright, their hand raised in the lure of a deal. Deal? Oh, I can't say accept, refuse. Now I'll show you a deal. Your horse. At the sound of my voice, the entire room erupts in gasps as they screams as I drop the mop and jump over the bucket, driving straight for Katie as a bucket water. The crap bucket water spills everywhere. Pinning around on the floor, they scream for help, trying to fail to shove me off their body. I hear more than feel the people trying to grab me, trying to get me off them as I wrap my hands around their throat and squeeze. Okay, so I did try to kill someone. Eyes bulging, they manage to talk through the rough gas of air. Get off me! What do you think you're doing? I'm making a deal. I don't think that's a deal. Not the same deal. But this time, it's to myself. 1, don't kill them. No matter how much you want to stare them in the eyes as they go brain dead, don't. Okay, I'm definitely a little bit psychotic here. And you get to see Beyonce again. You probably won't have to job after this, but you'll probably be able to go home. I don't think you'll be able to go home if you start strangling someone. Just saying. Deal. Tying my fingers, just a moment, just a smidge, just to see their croak out pain and then settle as they start blanking out. I let the screaming surrounding me pull me off and away from them. I wouldn't be doing that anyway. I would probably say not even try that. Someone grabs me, 2 people probably, and stand me up, restraining my arms behind my back as they fiercely say things in my ear. I can't hear them. I barely concentrate. I can't do anything but stand there and watch as someone else lifts Katie's near unconscious body from the floor and takes them to the bathroom, making sure to step over the knocked over bucket in the meanwhile. It smells. That's what I tried to focus on next. It smells really, really bad. To be fair, I would be telling you probably the water. So not the crap water's in there instead. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't try to do that. I don't know where I'm brought next. Maybe out before the hordes of customers have heard all of it. Who recorded me doing that to them? I don't know. But I don't care. I wouldn't be doing that. Someone snaps in my face something later, and I realize that I'm sitting in a booth by the front door, and the person sitting across from me is a cop. They called the cops. Yeah, wait, Sherlock. I can't really say the S word in here. But, I'm gonna say, after the murder, and getting arrested, I'm probably getting it. They called the cops. Huh. Not ideally, almost distantly, huh? The cops snap again, before saying something that I can't hear, coming out muffled in both of my ears. Must have gone water in them. Gross. Cops look towards another one and says something else. Hand movements aspirated and irate, before pointing past me and saying something else. The other one nods and pulls some handcuffs from the belt. Oh, I knew that if I did that, I would probably go jail. Guess I'm not going home early today. Sorry, Beyonce. It's like, yeah. I woke up to find the booth cop now standing, looking down at me from a height I don't even think I could ever possibly think of to reach. He points outside, a quick in his brow as he stares at me. Look, get up. I could only hear 3 words of his words, but I get enough of the gist and stand up, turning around. The handcuffs click on, and my fate is cemented. With my head down, I get led out of the restaurant. For a moment, I relish in the feeling of fresh air against my face when the doors of one of the many ambulances in front of me open suddenly. You. Katie points at me from inside, arms straying from where they tied tightly down in the gurney. You little ungrateful. More defeated than angry, my head belatedly flickers up, their eyes cutting through the fog in my mind as they try to speak. Look at what you've done to me. Are you happy? The number of times I've tried to help you, the number of chances that I've given you, and you hurt me, strangled me half to death. You're insane. Katie stares at me from the ambulance stretcher, and my lack of response clicks their tongue with audibly dry mouth. Get out of my sight. You fired. Fired. You hear me? I never want to see you step foot here again, or else, or ever on the side of town, or all. The cop behind me stops them, holding up a hand to say a few muffled words on what I can only assume is that's enough by the way Katie reacts, pulling out the straps of their seat, almost foaming at the mouth. I'm not finished. You're happy. You hear me? You're lucky I can't. The cop closes the door on their face, and their words become heavily stifled like the others, not enough to bore even the heaviest of curses coming from their mouth, but enough so that the cops comfortably steer me away towards the nearby cop car. Coughing into my fist, I rub at my throat. Man, it was not made to be used that much and for that long. But I have to, just this once. Just as I be grudgingly about to continue, the cop raises his hand to stop me, a palm wiping down his face. You don't have to continue. I heard enough. More than enough, the expression on his face says for him, but I'm far too thankful for the pardon to really do much more than nod, shifting the cuffs behind my back. The cop sighs again, looking at the sky as if some entity will honor him and take him away from the situation. Look, Joe, it's 3 p.m. on a Friday. I got better things to do. Thieves to chase, murders to lock up. His stomach growls for a moment. He shoots a glance in the direction of the mall, and he pats his stomach. And a locked room full of candy to eat. He definitely just wants some candy. And I think he's a little more coherent now. If you promise not to come near the taco ward again, I'll try to write off this little daddy for good, and you probably only have to pay for the damage of to the windows or... Flipping for the book, he makes a pained look on the notes he scrabbled down. Wherever you got that. Is that really how that works? I don't know if I can. I don't get paid enough to care. But I'll try. Keyword here, no promises. I already have all your information anyways. In worst case scenario, even if I wanted to take it in now, there's no one at the station. Because everyone's here. What about... I'm not allowed to drive anymore, so... What did he do? Go play Grand Theft Auto on the police car while he was on the job? With a sniff, he shrugs, admitting the reason. You get a visit in a couple of days from us. Your Xbox boss is most definitely pressing charges for assault, all that. So don't leave the state. You have no real issues. He taps the edge of the notebook with a loosely held pen. Your coworkers are written down here, testifying to KT's heavily abusive behavior, and you have at least 5 eyewitnesses to the incident. He flashes a little smile at me, happy at the tense releasing of my shoulders. The TK is a little bit butt this time. So, go, take a nap, ditch that boyfriend, and look for a new job. One of his eyes peek out from the shadows underneath his hat as he looks directly into my eyes. With one with a better boss, I'm pleading here. So slowly I nod, watch as his eyes disappears, the guise of an easy-going man, replacing it as he circles behind my back, pulling out a pair of keys. The cuffs click as the key unlocks them and nearly fall to the ground before they're caught. Pocketing them, the policeman watches me for a moment as I rub my sore wrist before he shoots me a thumbs up. All good to go. I nod a wave of exhaustion, falling over me as I look off to the direction of where the bike was moved aside for the ambulances. The sight of it doesn't make me move, not yet, just ponder. I don't know. I thought there would be more, consequences? No way I'm getting off that easily. I think he just made his own decision. Probably would have done it sooner if I knew it was this simple to get away with assault. It isn't that simple. I glance back behind me and fully turn where I see the cop missing. I guess he was serious about that candy. My stomach grumbles, and I paw on my pants for my phone when I remember that I don't have it. Still not so great day whatsoever, but at least no jail. Walking in the direction of the bike, I start the journey home. Making my way up the stairwell, I tug each step, making my body heavier and heavier as I nod near the entrance of my house. Luckily, I managed to avoid seeing the landlords, which is a mercy in itself, and I sneak past all the communal space users to avoid the ever-insistent elderly small talk. Pulling the bike with me is even more of a feat, and at the 5th try of pulling it up a broken step, the struggle almost makes me want to sit down and sob, or sleep. Swab and sleep, either or. I don't, of course, but like a lot of things today, it is very near, and it's very near thing. My mind is a jumble of mess, more feelings than words, worry, belated anger. More worry, guilt, so much guilt, and even more anger. There's a little bit of happiness there, happiness from the fact that I'm being able to oversleep, at least for a few days, almost like unpaid vacation, or like the rowdy of being fired and evicted not soon after. The realization makes me a smidge of happiness dissolve where it stands, and the stairwell almost manages to seem longer with it. It's not, of course, the concussion of nearly has me falling down the stairs with a suddenness that makes me feel as my foot lifts the flat surface on the 4th floor. I think I'm gonna end up saying something. Jumping the bike almost seems to startle along with me as I roll it. It rolls and almost crashes to the floor. Because everything happens in threes. I manage to catch it just in time, with at least ditch burst of energy, pushing it through the hall doorway. On the way to my room, I drop at it as gently as I can in front of the stranger's room, making sure to knock as I wait for a couple of seconds for him to answer. He doesn't, surprisingly, and I left a little disappointed as I turned to enter my apartment. Finally, I get to see my baby. The thought of her already brightening my spirits past the fear of being confronted by my boyfriend. I'm gonna find out the bird's missing because the bird was flying around. Beyonce first, Biru, and random utter stranger later. Though how in the world am I going to explain this all to him? So I walk forward as I pull out my keys, near jumping back as I hear something crack from down below. What? My phone! Ah! Blinking anxiously, my head jerks up. Okay, that's where I put my phone there. Staring almost through the door as I question myself, a cold sweat trails down my forehead. Was that just... okay! It was. In one foul swoop, I scooped my phone from the floor and opened the door, my mind racing as I burst inside. I'm gonna say he's cheating. As I enter, the shadow spirits across the room, and my feet, fast and fluffy, angered at the hisses, cough guard. I look down at the little furball sitting in front of me, bristle confused at what a random cat is doing in my living room. Okay, where's the bird? Oh, I think the cat. He put the cat here, and the bird flew away. At least, as I get closer, it hisses again, backing away and giving a warning swipe into the air. It's a cute little thing. Midnight black coat, and big yellow eyes carved into slits, and an image of someone it reminds me of flashes through my mind for a brief second before I distracted by another sound crying out from inside my room. Yeah, I'll probably have to skip that. Disarrayed, I open the door behind me and try laying the cat out. It doesn't move while I stand there in front of the doorway. Try parading to get close to me clear on its features, but shoo it along, stepping aside from my hands raised to make sure it knows that I'm not a threat. The cat looks towards me, almost crooking an eyebrow, and it doesn't have, and backs up and out of the door. Feral hissing sound voiced the entire way. Before it fully leaves the room, however, it starts to hack. Deep toe-curling coughs that almost have me towing near it, but thinking better of it when... Out of the throat comes a red feather and my world freezes. Well, Beyonce's now passed away, or actually flew away. Cats. Cats and birds. You... At the fear of my voice, the cat spoke, meowing and running off fully through the door and out of the distance of the hall. At the same time, a particularly loud sound comes from the bedroom, making my ears perk and stand near and ready for attention. Saying I know what he's doing, I'm going to chase after the cat. But, we'll edit it out. Check to see what he's doing. Beyonce, oh god. Beryl. What? Rushing to the door of the bedroom door, I slam heavily on it, causing the poor excuse of the lock to burst and let me in. Okay, I'm gonna edit that part out, but he cheated on me. Like I was joking about. So, and we're also down a bird because of a cat. Yeah, I would rather choose the yandere than the current or now technically it's gonna be X because yeah, get away from him. Almost at the verge of vomiting, I leave the room, rushing through the already open doors to look down the hall, my eyes searching for the cat. I don't see it either. From the continuous tears burning in my vision, or maybe because it's already long gone, I have no clue. Then I hear the cooing. Coming from down. Looking down the floor, I see him. The stranger from the morning. Kneeling down on the ground, he looks towards... back turns towards me. At my ensuring squeak, he turns to face me. Just a tad. Revealing the cat he carries. His eyes are closed, and he sings a soft lullaby to it, petting the thing laying on so close to his chest. I'm sure it couldn't even breathe if it wanted to. Before I express my concern, he speaks, voice oddly distorted. Are you looking for little old me? Or this lovely guy, maybe? Well, he holds the cat tighter, swaying his arms back and forth like cradling a baby. I have him. So you need me, don't you? Yeah, I'd rather choose you than the guy that's living in the apartment with me. The sight of his eyes, once so lifeless and deep, draw me in, repulse me at the same time. Yeah, I would rather choose the serial killer than the guy cheating on me. Almost as if swallowing the whole world around him, these eyes look into my soul. The long hallway growing small and compact as we stare at each other. I have a bad feeling about this. Nah, I'll be fine. The cracks between my heart grow as it makes space for fear, an overwhelming fear and nausea that makes my feet stand there where they are, and one that makes my head nod. He swells sincerely, his hand not holding the cat closely, and pausing and opening around something in his fists, something that has him so sad, that has him jittering when he stands instead of swaying like he had been a second before. He spots my interest and brings up his wrist in my direction, head tilting as he looks unflinchingly into my eyes. Are you curious? The man just gestures me with a finger over his mouth. Shh, I'm right here. There's no need to raise your voice. There it is again. That tone. My eye twitches, the comment angering me, but not enough to evoke me. Evoke more than a frown, as I watch him gesture down the cat with his chin. I think it's sleeping. It giggles, smile looking wider than I think teeth would normally allow. No wonder he looks weird. His mask has gone missing, and with nothing to hide the rows of shark-like sharp teeth he holds behind it, he looks almost sinister. Oh, yep, here's the Peter like. What does he mean, sleeping? Is this one like an kill animals compared to the actual Peter? My stomach growls again, interrupting the silence. It's more like a distant gargle than anything, but the stranger immediately knows it, letting out another laugh. You're hungry? Shove in the peach, or taken advice from Sylvester here, and eaten Tweety. Oh, so this is his cat, then. Giggling madly to himself, he opens his fist and holds it up to me. Is this yours? Revealing a... Screaming, I wipe the bird. I swipe the bird. I swipe Beyonce from his hand, trying to feel for a pulse with my forefinger and then my ear. And as I get nothing. She's not moving, not breathing, not twitching, not doing anything, nothing. I do make her wake up. Nothing I do makes her wake up, quickly facing the dread swelling inside my gut. I fall to my knees, clutching Beyonce gently to my chest as I sob. As I stand in front of me, the stranger makes a stand, using his own knee to lift himself up as best as he can without disrupting the sleeping cat. Above me, the man keeps talking, an almost a passive aura about him as he watches me sob. I don't look up at him, not yet, not until he says... Okay, what is he gonna say? Why are you crying? Because the bird's gone. My bird's kind of dead because of the stupid freaking cat. I'm more of a cat person, but still. Confused, I stare at him. Aware of the fact that our positions are switched and shudder as I see the thing I mistook as being passive in his tone turns into something that looks like anger. You're the one who didn't put the thing in the cage. He lifts his head. You knew this was going to happen, right? So I don't know why you're crying. Actually, the boyfriend was supposed to put it in the cage. You were warned. And yet, actually I wasn't warned. Finally cracking a grin, he leans closer. You kept going. You kept going, kept joking, kept laughing, crying, talking, being. He leans back, almost relishing in the moment of tears leaking down my face now. You won this. He nods down to the cat again. He's a little worse than Peter right here. Just like he won her. He actually took a few tries for me to get her. This thing had a really, really tight grip. Baby! You get out of here. You go. I'm gonna go Go find Actual Peter. Can I find the Actual Peter? Out of the apartment comes my Barrow, now fully dressed and panting as he looks worried at the both of us. Our suspicious placement in the hallway. Who the heck are you? Get away from her. My ex-coworker rushes out after him, and through significant more put together, they nearly fall over when they see me tripping over themselves as Barrow grabs my wrist to pull me up. Pushing him back, I stand on my feet and step back away from the three of them. Out of the left side of my vision, I see the droopy dangle of my coworker's hat as a taco attached hangs sadly in my face. Sliding the hat off onto the ground, I wipe my eyes from my eyebrows and clench Beyonce a little closer to my face as I try to calm myself down. Everything I have, my home, job, boyfriend, even my bird. Okay, there's four things that went wrong. I shook up the last one, whipping the fresh tears springing up at the thought. All of it is gone, or will be soon. I have nothing. I have nothing, and all of it's my fault. Burrow is the first of them to step closer, banishing a pleading stare as his lower lip just juts out. Joe, I didn't mean... He pauses, chancing a swallow. I didn't mean for this to happen. You didn't mean for this to happen, sir. You were... You're cheating, so get away from me. You didn't mean to cheat on her? Is that what you're hearing? What I'm hearing? You didn't mean not to get a job? You didn't mean to waste all your money on stuff that you didn't... certain things. You didn't mean to collect her bird and let it suffocate alone and afraid in the throat of a stupid cat. He's not stupid. He's a cat. He eats birds. It's not even his fault. They shoot him a look, suddenly noticing him holding the cat in his arms. Why do you even give him here? The stranger tilts his head, looking at them like a piece of gum underneath his shoe. Okay, who's talking? He's sleepy. Creep, derailing my focus. I feel someone clutch onto my back of my apron. I don't know what came over me, Joe, and I was just so bored. I thought if I found new people, if I found someone different, the feelings I had for you before would come back. That's not how you do it. Letting go of my apron, he waves both his hands in front of his face. And they have. This way, it was only an experiment, something like that. No, I'm gonna pack your bags. Yeah. I take a step away from him, a perfectly blank expression on my face. Something like that. Growing afraid, he continues, following every step back I make. I love you. I love you more than anyone. I'll get a job. I'll try. I'll change. You just have to give me a chance. Another one. No. I won't let you down. Not again. Never again. I'll give you my phone passwords and my email logins, and I'll delete all the dating apps from my phone. I'll never look in the direction of another person again. Just please. Okay, you're even more of a red flag than the yandere. And yandere had his cat eat my bird. I need you. I love you. Don't leave me. Unhearing, I read his lips. I need you. I love you. Don't leave me. Well, I would have given to hear those words this morning. Now, however, I look down to Beyonce's corpse growing cold in my hands. This will never happen again. I say to myself, I promise. Leave. It's like, yep. He goes away, packs his bags. I muster all my feelings into the single word. One word, and my mouth clicks closer again. Close again. All the venom in my eyes saying the rest for me. Leave and never come back. Barrow understands because when I look back at him, his face is sorrowful, pinched together like he sucked on the most sour lemon in the world for a moment before it melts out, merging into desperation. Getting on his hands and knees, he grabs onto my hand and pulls me closer to his face, rubbing the stubble of his cheek across my palm. Joe, please, Joe, think about it. This is a little longer. I need you. Where am I going to go? Well, you should have thought about that before you cheated. His rubbing turns forceful as his expression turns to one of anger. How can you just throw me aside like that? You don't love me. All these years, and one mistake makes you make me homeless. Yeah, that's not a mistake. That's not a mistake. You cheating on someone is not a mistake. That was, you had full attention on doing it. And how long you've been doing it is probably, indication. You're gonna kill me, Joe. And it's going to be your fault. I'm going to starve to death. And I'll have what it happened in front of your place. I swear. Well, maybe you get a job and you don't starve to death. He looks at me, at tears leaking down his face as he realizes what he just said. I didn't mean that. I mean, I would never, because you're not serious, right? I love you, you know that? I didn't mean it. Get out. Please don't do this. I have no one else but you. We have no one else but each other. Please. Get up, little doggy. Enough begging. It's time to go for a walk. No. You like walkies, don't you, boy? Get up. Yonder's just like, I have enough of this. He looks up at me as a stranger tugs the back of his shirt, fearfully clutching tighter to my hand. His nails digging into my flesh at the pure adrenaline flowing through the empty space between his ears called the skull. No, don't let him. Don't leave me alone. Goodbye, Beryl. I turn to go inside my apartment, hearing his bags and hear screaming as I begin to close the door. Solomon, why don't you wake? As the door clicks closed, the exhaustion I feel from the weight of the entire day piles on me all at once, and I immediately stumble from my room. The sound of Beard's cat-like scratches on the door disappearing once I cross the threshold. Uncaring, I flop onto the bed, wandering back first, right next to the stain I'd rather not think about. I don't have the energy to clean it, nor the energy to sleep on the floor. My stomach growls. Nor the energy to eat, or even cry anymore, I don't think. Closing my eyes, I try the technique from earlier. One breath out, one breath in, one breath out. Unlike the afternoon, the breathing doesn't work and nearly makes me start to hyperventilate as I turn onto my stomach, fist flopping gently into the sticky substance on my side. I lift my hat out there. It's like they were having ice cream on the bed, right? Closing my eyes, I go to sleep the rest of the day anyway. 3 days later. I think I'm going to end it here for today. If you like my content, please subscribe if you like it. It'll help out and comment below. See you guys next time.